Dubrovnik, Pearl of the Adriatic, and a remarkably well-preserved medieval city, UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the most popular travel destinations in Southern Europe. Dubrovnik is full of history, stunning architecture, and cultural delights that are framed by a breathtaking coastal setting. In this Croatia travel video, I'll take you on a tour through this must-see destination on the Adriatic coast. Stick around to the end for some special travel tips that will help you make most of your visit. But let's get started and explore this highlight of any Croatia travel. We start our exploration of the city with a walk along the northern coastline that leads to the famous Old Town. You will likely come by car, bus or train to the city, and since the Old Town is car-free, you will likely park your car in one of the many parking lots in the newer part of town. The walk along the steep and rugged cliffs is stunning and gives a first glimpse of the dramatic seaside location of Dubrovnik's Old Town. Fort Lovrijenac, often called Dubrovnik's Gibraltar, is a striking fortress perched on a rocky outcrop overlooking the Adriatic Sea, just outside the western walls of the Old Town. Built in the 11th century to defend the city from Venetian expansion, the fort's strategic position offers stunning panoramic views of both the sea and the city below. The imposing structure, with its thick stone walls and a series of defensive features, was designed to protect Dubrovnik's independence and its harbor. Today it's a popular tourist attraction and a venue for outdoor performances, including those of the Dubrovnik Summer Festival, offering visitors a blend of history, architecture, and breathtaking vistas. Onofrio's fountain, a striking Renaissance-era fountain, cannot be missed when you walk through the Old Town. It is located near the Pal Gate entrance and serves as a meeting point and much appreciated photo stop for locals and visitors alike. Built in the 15th century by the architect Onofrio della Cava, the fountain features a large central dome surrounded by 16 water-spouting masks, symbolizing the city's abundant water supply. Once you enter the main gate at the northern end of the Old Town, you will see the entire Stradun in front of you. Dubrovnik's main street is truly spectacular. Lined with elegant architecture, historical buildings, and bustling cafes, shops, and restaurants, the Stradun forms the heart of Dubrovnik's Old Town. Dubrovnik boasts a wealth of architectural gems, including Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque churches, palaces, and public buildings, and most of them are located or near the Stradun. When visiting in the summer months, you will likely not be alone here, but the crowds of visitors from all over the world who come to enjoy this marvelous pedestrian thoroughfare just add to the lively atmosphere of the place. Our next stop is the marvelous Dubrovnik Franciscan Monastery, a historic monastery complex located near the Pile Gate. Its elegant cloisters, peaceful courtyard and impressive library, which houses a collection of ancient manuscripts, religious texts and artworks, were one of my favorite places in Dubrovnik. The monastery serves as a serene refuge a bit away from the tourist crowds of the Stradun main street. The Sponza Palace, a beautiful Gothic Renaissance palace located near the Old Town's main square, is yet another highlight in the small Old Town centre that is not short of palaces to visit. I particularly enjoyed the many intricate stone carvings, elegant arcades and historic facades. But its interior, which now houses the Dubrovnik State Archives and a memorial to the city's fallen defenders, can also be visited for a fee. The historical Rector's Palace is the former seat of government and residence of the Dubrovnik Republic's elected rector. Its Renaissance architecture, elegant courtyards and opulent interiors now house a museum showcasing Dubrovnik's cultural and historical heritage. Check this out. Another highlight of any visit to Dubrovnik is without a doubt the Dubrovnik Cathedral, a magnificent Baroque-style cathedral located in the heart of the Old Town. Its elegant facade, ornate interior, and impressive treasury, which houses a collection of religious artifacts, relics, and artworks, are a must-see when exploring Dubrovnik Center. The Church of St. Ignatius, located in the heart of the Old Town, is a Baroque gem built in the 17th century in honor of St. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuit order. Its facade, characterized by intricate stonework and a grand staircase leading up to the entrance, is a striking example of Baroque architecture. Inside, the church boasts an impressive array of artwork, including frescoes by Italian painter Giovanni Andrea Lazzarini and a beautifully detailed altar. The church is particularly renowned for its serene atmosphere and the stunning views it offers from its elevated position on the Gululic Square. It is not only a place of worship, but also a cultural landmark that highlights the city's rich architectural and religious heritage. One of the most impressive features of Dubrovnik are the bold fortifications that surround its old town. Rooted in centuries of history, the ancient stone walls date back to the 13th century and encircle the entire old town. They are among the best preserved fortifications in the world and are quite reminders of the city's rich history as a maritime powerhouse and independent republic. From here, you can get fantastic views of the city, the Adriatic Sea and the nearby islands. A highlight are certainly the historic gates, bastions, ramparts and towers that each provide fascinating vantage points along the way. But make sure to also explore the hidden corners, secret passages and picturesque viewpoints that are waiting to be discovered at every turn. Perhaps the most fun part of my visit to Dubrovnik was the exploration of the many narrow maze-like alleys that lead away from the Stradun, going up either towards the seaside fortifications or to the upper city walls that protected the town from invaders that came down the mountains that surround Dubrovnik. The picturesque cobblestone alleyways with its many cozy restaurants, cafes and unique shops are a photographer's dream. I spent hours wandering through these alleys that, at every turn, reveal new perspectives of this ancient town. I continued my tour to the southernmost gateway of the old town, where I exited to Dubrovnik's harbor and marina. From here, I had yet another great vantage point of the city, observing the scenery from the adjacent shores of the Dalmatian coast. If you are a Game of Thrones aficionado, this may be one of the main reasons you came to visit Dubrovnik. The unique city walls and fortifications have been an important filming location for the TV series, and several tour operators offer walking tours to the most famous locations that brought to life the fictional city of King's Landing and the world of Westeros. And of course there's more to see, like Lokrum Island and Banje Beach, which I didn't have a chance to go to. But if you spend a little more time, make sure to check out Dubrovnik's most popular sandy beach, located just east of the old town. The crystal clear waters of the Adriatic Sea, paired with the sandy shore and the many beachfront bars and cafes, might just make for the perfect spot for a day at the beach. And now that you've got a good overview of Dubrovnik and its many spectacular sights, let's get to a few tips that will make your visit of Dubrovnik more enjoyable. When to visit Dubrovnik? Dubrovnik is extremely popular, and with 4.5 million visitors per year, the most visited city in Croatia. Especially during the peak summer months, be prepared for crowds, particularly in the old town and on the city walls. While only 40,000 people live in this relatively small town, over 15,000 visitors come here every day. You may want to consider visiting early in the morning or late in the afternoon to avoid the busiest times. How to get around in Dubrovnik? Dubrovnik has a reliable public transportation system, including buses and taxis, which can be used to explore the city and surrounding areas. You may want to get the Dubrovnik card, which offers discounted access to attractions and unlimited use of public transportation. If you come by car, parking can be an issue, especially in the peak season of the summer months. There are several parking lots in decent walking distance to the old town, but they fill up quickly and are not cheap. Try to come early to get a spot. Where to stay in Dubrovnik? Especially during the peak tourist season, you should book your accommodation in Dubrovnik well in advance to secure the best options and prices. For the best access to attractions and amenities, you may want to stay in the old town, but this option of course comes at a premium price point. Alternatively, there are numerous private accommodations and hotels available in the surrounding area. Is Dubrovnik expensive? Well, I found Dubrovnik the most expensive city I visited in Croatia. Expect to pay a premium for accommodation, restaurants and leisure activities. It is probably still cheaper than many popular city destinations in Italy, France and Spain, but also much more expensive than the cities in its neighboring countries of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro and Albania. How to pay? Croatia is part of the Eurozone, and thus the official currency of the country is the euro. You can get euros from ATM machines, at the airport, train station and all major banks. Avoid the currency exchange vendors, as the exchange rates tend to not be favorable. Credit cards are also widely accepted, but it's still good to carry some cash with you for small expenses in shops in smaller towns and villages in the surrounding areas of Dubrovnik. Can I get by with English? While Croatian is the official language spoken in Dubrovnik, English is widely spoken, especially in tourist areas. Learning a few basic Croatian phrases such as hello, bok, and thank you, hvala, will get you an additional smile from the locals. What to bring? The Adriatic coast can be hot and sunny, especially in the summer months. Make sure to wear sunscreen, a hat and sunglasses, and stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water, especially if you plan to spend time outdoors exploring the city. Also bring comfortable footwear. Dubrovnik's old town is made up of narrow cobblestone streets and steep stairs, which can be challenging to navigate in high heels or flip-flops. Respect local customs and the environment. Dubrovnik is a city with a rich cultural heritage, so it's important to respect local customs and traditions. Dress modestly when visiting religious sites such as churches and monasteries, and be mindful of your behavior in public spaces. Also, make sure to minimize your impact on the city's ecosystems. Dispose of trash properly, avoid littering, and follow designated trails when exploring outdoor areas. Is Dubrovnik safe? Dubrovnik is generally a safe city for visitors, but it's always important to exercise caution and beware of your surroundings, especially in crowded areas. keep an eye on your belongings and be cautious of pickpockets, particularly in the busy tourist areas of the old town. Okay, there you have it. I hope you found these tips useful. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to check out my many other travel videos and guides to the most fascinating travel destinations on this planet for more inspiration and tips. Have a good one. Bye bye.